Okay, I ain't ready. Welcome back to Living the Hustle on Location. I'm your host, Laura Marcel. This week we got a chance to catch up with hitmaker RICO Love as he premiered his debut album, Turn the Lights On. We got a chance to catch up with him and talk about his journey through the industry, working for Usher, sleeping on couches, and fatherhood and how it's affected his music.
Now, you're a father. How hard is it for you to leave home and go on the road for weeks at a time to push your music and be away from your child?
Very difficult, but I look at the way my kid lives, and I believe, I want him to keep living like that.
Now, you left college early and actually was signed to Usher's label and started writing music. What was that grind in that process? Because a lot of producers want to do what you're doing on the level that you do it at, but they don't know the steps that they need to take.
It's a lot of slammed doors. There's a lot of no's. There's a lot of hungry nights. There's a lot of, no money, no phone bill, no money to pay your phone, no money to, sleeping on couches. I slept on somebody's couch for 3 years, You're believing in something. My whole family telling me I was crazy and telling me I need to get a job, man, You just got to believe in something that's greater than you. A lot of people don't believe in something that's greater than them.
It's crazy that you say that. I was just at South by Southwest and Kevin Gates was on stage talking about it. Had he listened to his mother, he wouldn't be on stage doing what he's doing now. What do you would say to people who are trying to do it and their family members that tell them, don't do it, you need to quit, you need to go back to school, you need to get a regular job?
I mean, that's obvious. Just do what you got to do. If you believe in something, you're going to do it. End of the day. That goes from Oprah to Jay-Z to Beyonce, everybody. Like all the people who made it, a lot of people, weren't fortunate enough to have momagers, People just had to get out here and get it. So, don't make excuses. I'm not big on the pep talk. I believe in get out here and do it. I don't feel sorry for nobody. I slept on floors. I slept in cars. So it ain't nothing you could tell me, you know what I mean? If your mom died, if your dad died, if your house blew up, if you this happened, these are things that happen. You know what I mean? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do to bounce back? How are you going to use this to make you stronger? How are you going to trust God's plan? And that's what I always was able to do, And life can get rough, I deal with things every day still. You never know what people are going through. But at the end of the day, what you going to do about it? How you going to use it to make you better?
Now, you started out as a rapper. How does your life experiences translate into the music that you write for others and the music that you put out yourself?
It's all honest. It's all truth. If I sit with you, I'm only giving my take on what, I feel like you would say or you could possibly go through. Same thing with the artistry of my own stuff. I just believe in just saying things that's honest and true to me and pure to who I am. So, in doing that, you get to tell a story that intrigues listeners and pull them into a piece of you. I always believe that trust is everything, and the reason why the best way to show trust is by giving you a piece of information about me. That way you can give me information about you. If I give an honest truth, then you like, he sacrificed his truth for me. I trust him enough to give him my truth. So that's how you build relationships and form relationships, and that's what I do with the music.
Now, the track that we've been hearing on the airwaves, Heavy, They Don't Know. What was the inspiration behind that? Because a lot of people didn't even know that you were like the pen behind songs like Sweet Dreams.
Yeah, that was the inspiration. It's like they don't know, that I did a lot of those records. It was like a metaphor. A lot of people thought it was a side chick anthem or something, but I just think that would have been a little bit, obvious, So it was a metaphor for that.
RICO Love's been pushing the project Turn the Lights On since it released this summer. He stopped by the Breakfast Club to talk about the project, about how he feels he's been slighted by artists he's given #1 hits to, and releasing Tierra Thomas from his Division 1 label. He even talks about egotistical artists that have come out who haven't even earned their stripes.
That is really about getting the music out, and that's why I've been able to have, certain amount of records out at one time, because I always was working deals with people. So I feel like if I worked a deal for you, it's an unwritten rule like we have.
When I come back around,
it's love. And it's love. And I'm not asking anybody. I don't even ask people to get on my record. I'll say this. I did that for you, and that should be a solid. And then later, I should come back and say, and I ask simple things, MB knows me. I'll say, post this for me on your joint. Okay, I got you. Nothing. Then my company, everybody's calling me. Everybody works for me is telling me, bro, call him back. I'm not calling no grown man back about
let me post this right now.
I'm gonna tell you something. If I make a mistake and forget something, as soon as I see you, I'm like, I forgot to do that. Let me do it right now. Right. Like, since I just saw you, let me knock that out for you right now. But and again, I don't want anybody. This is fun. I don't want anybody to think I'm looking at these guys like F them. But at the end of the day, I just know I'm not gonna put myself in a position where I gotta keep asking you for something. Let me tell you something. These new artists got it all figured out too, by the way. They think they know everything. Can't nobody tell them nothing. Can't nobody tell them what's right or what's wrong. And they never had extreme success. See, the best part about my career was I started off with Usher. So I started off with Usher during Confessions. You understand when Usher would shut down malls? Like when he would shut down whole blocks and streets, it was ridiculous. And we'd be in Paris somewhere and it'd be like whole everything. And then you go be just in Detroit and the same thing would happen. So these artists, they'll get a little bit of attention and they'll have a semi-hit, you know what I mean?
And more Instagram followers.
Exactly. And then they'll be like, can't nobody tell me nothing about a record, about music. And then you look at your discography and you'll be like, I probably could though. You know, I probably could tell you something because I've consistently been able to do it. But you just let these people, and time will run its course and you see what happens.
How does that work with artists that are signed to you? Because I know, obviously you and Tiara Thomas are not working together anymore, and you had different ideas on where her career should go. Was it a problem where she kind of felt like she knew and, she was...
Know what it is that, first of all, she's one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life. And that's saying a lot. One of the most talented writers, really brilliant. But what happened was, when I signed her, she was writing certain type of songs, and I signed her on. It's like if I married you because I thought you were this way, and then as soon as we got married, things changed. I think when it's safe to say everybody knows about the whole situation she was going through with the Wale and everything. I think it put her in a real dark space. So then later, she started writing different type of records that I didn't think were superstar caliber records for her. I think she was bigger than the songs she was writing, and it's a girl who's super talented to write anything, and that's just my opinion of it. So this is I don't want anybody to take this as me dissing her, because I could never do that. I came on this same show and fought and defended her. So if I came on this show and tried to diss her, how crazy would that make me look?
Because you were her biggest champion. You were debuting new songs. You were like, I want to make sure we debut her new
Anytime
single.
I was fighting with the company, I need her on the remix. They didn't want her on the remix, but they don't know. And I was like, this is my biggest record, #2 in the country. I'm not going to put my artist on it. I think that our visions changed. And one thing about me is I know how it feels to be an artist, and I know how it feels to be pressured. And I said, you know what? I never want to be in a situation where I'm forcing you to do nothing and we don't like each other. So instead of me saying, all right, you don't want to do what I do, shelf her until she get her mind right, and then I'm gonna own you forever. No, let you go free. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be in that situation. Even though people around me was like, you need to get this, or you need to do this. I'm like, but I don't. I'm not mad at her. I just don't agree with where she's going, and she don't agree with where I want her to go. But I asked Interscope. I said I don't think it's gonna work out. Which y'all like to keep it, because I don't even want to try to box her out. I didn't want to say, well, I'm dropping it and y'all can't. I said, would y'all like to keep it and go straight through Interscope? And they said no. And I said, cool, well then give her a release, let her do her thing. If she feels like she knows, her and her management feel like they know, let's do that, because I don't want to be in a situation where I'm holding anybody down and making them feel away.
We got a chance to catch up with Tiara Thomas at South by Southwest. She talked about upcoming projects and a little bit about what you can expect from her now that she's completely independent.
Now tell me right now, you've been transitioning, with labels. How has the experience been as an artist, the grind and getting back out there and really letting your fans connect with you and see your music and what you're putting out now?
Yo, that's what I do. A label don't mean shit to me, It's talent and dedication and working hard. Yo, I'm having so much fun, like the most fun since I've been in the music industry. So shout out to my management, MBK.
Now, you're a songwriter too. What do you prefer? Do you prefer going like songwriting and going into the lab and just writing for other artists? Or do you prefer like performing and singing yourself and doing your own material?
I do both. I do like my own rendition of songs that I love. Like tonight I did a rendition. I opened my set with Notorious Thugs, my own version of that. But I do my original music too during my set. So I like to mix it up.
Well, there you go again. As promised, another hot edition of Livin the Hustle on Location. Remember to check us out each and every other Thursday on these channels right here. Remember, you can follow us on the web at livinthehustle.com. Make sure and drop the G. And don't forget, we're on Yam TV. You know you want to see what we're talking about. We got Princess, Sizzle Loren, and of course your girl, Laura Marcel. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And remember, till next time, how are you living your hustle?
No messages on my telephone, just pictures hanging up on the wall.